What's up, guys? I'm here to answer your questions straight from Facebook. Okay, whatever with the focus. But before I get started, I just want to say I'm not going to mention any names just to protect your privacy and keep you safe and things like that. One other thing, a lot of these questions are multiple part questions. Some of them are like 3, 4, and 5 parts. So I'm going to read the questions and answer them as I go. So here we go. First person. Do you like girls with curves or those skinny types? Do you think people who swear a lot are more honest than people who don't? And why did you choose the name FREeZ? I like girls who like girls. Do I think people who swear a lot are more honest than people who don't? Sometimes. But sometimes people have a lot of bullshit too. So I guess choose your words wisely. I know it's fun to use profanity and stuff, but sometimes it can make you sound uneducated. Um, Other times, sometimes you may have to emphasize certain aspects to get your point across, to let people know you're serious. So I guess it just all depends. Why did I choose the name FREeZ? That's easy. I'm a cold-hearted motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about anybody except you guys. That's it. Next person. I've always been curious as to how you feel when you do, say, 1 to 2 songs in front of an audience. Are you then pumped up, and do you have a hard time coming to a stop? When I do 1 or 2 songs in front of an audience, I guess you're referring to like when I first start the show, the first couple songs maybe. I feel great. I feel awesome. As far as being pumped up, if I have a show that night, like, I'm pumped up from the time I wake up. From the time I wake up, open my eyes, get dressed, ready, I'm pumped. I'm ready. It's showtime. In fact, I'm so pumped up, one of my biggest fears is not getting, like, I don't want to get arrested before I get on stage. Like, that's how pumped up I am. Do I have a hard time coming to a stop? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, things like that. Yeah, it's hard because, I got this competitive hip hop MC lifestyle where I want to keep going. I don't know what slow down means. I don't know what stop means, but as far as my body physically, you know, by the end of the show, you're pretty tired. Um, I've done 30-minute sets. I've done hour sets, hour and a half. I did a fucking show that was 2 hours long. I performed 2 hours straight. I think I took like a 10-minute intermission in between, and that was a little rough. You know, by the time I was done, my body was like, "Yes, thank you so much." You know, people can rap, people can jump around, but when you're on stage jumping around while rapping, if anybody tells you anything different, they're fucking lying to you. If you're up there for like an hour or more doing that, you're pretty fucking exhausted by the time you're done. So, in a physical sense, it's pretty easy to come to a stop. Like, you just want to go drink some liquids and cool off and rest and get ready for the next show. Next person. What does the tattoo on your forearm say? Do you have any more tattoos? Well, this forearm has my last name, Sarasano, for those of you who didn't know that, and, with ghost flames around it. This forearm, so to answer your question, I got 2 tattoos. This forearm says forgiven with ghost flames around it. The reason I got forgiven is because when I was a kid, I got forgiven of my sins, and I've made a lot more since then, but I wanted to get something kind of meaningful and kind of religious in a way, or spiritually connected to me somehow. Um, but it had to be 8 letters because my last name has 8 letters, and I wanted everything to be symmetrical, so I didn't want to have 8 letters here and then 7 or 9 letters here and walk around fucking lopsided. Or at least that's how I think I would walk. So yeah, I got 2 tattoos, and I'm not getting sleeves, but I'm gonna get the rest of my arms covered up, if that makes sense. I mean, sleeves, you don't really see any skin. You're gonna see skin, but my arms are gonna be covered, just not quite full sleeves, if that makes sense. Next person. I've been on a paranormal kick lately, so have you had any ghost encounters? No. The demons inside of me are so fucked up, they don't allow any other demons, spirits, or ghosts to come around me. I don't even like to be around myself for the most part, so a spirit's not gonna, they probably come in my presence like, whoa, fuck that. Now, I almost died from synthetic weed one time, and that's another story in itself, but like, my soul opened up and let a demonic spirit come in or something, and it kind of scared the shit out of me. So, I mean, I guess that would be the only time if you want to consider that. Who is your inspiration in life? Next person. Who is your inspiration in life? You guys. It's another easy one. Starting out when I was 10 years old, when I first started rapping, um, the fact that you could say fuck in a song and it's legal and you can make money. I mean, keep in mind, I was 10 years old. I was like, whoa, oh my God, are you serious? Like, this is shit, the greatest thing since fucking hot dogs. But, I started listening to more and more hip hop, and I got introduced to the first parental advisory CD that I heard was Limp Bizkit's Significant Other, and the song called Break Stuff. It's just one of those days. That shit was like, I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest fucking thing ever. And then I got introduced to ICP, Insane Clown Posse. Um, and then I was like, whoa, okay, these guys are cussing, but they're also fucking weird and disgusting, and I love it. It's great. And then I got introduced to Eminem, and I was like, wow, he's cussing, he's disgusting, but he's intelligent and clever and witty. And, you know, him and ICP had beef and stuff, and Eminem killed him, they disappeared, and Eminem was like my hero at 10 years old. So I started following him really hardcore, and the more I was doing this, eventually over time, I developed a love and a passion for it myself, and took things seriously. Years later, I started releasing stuff and accumulating fans, and now, to answer your question, who is my inspiration? Eminem will always be my inspiration. I get inspired from all kinds of things. I can drive down the road on a nice sunny day and see somebody walking and be inspired. Like, inspiration comes from the most random things, situations, and it comes at the most random times. But currently, not talking about other artists or anything else in hip hop, who inspires me? You guys. Next person. What's the first song you ever wrote? What's your favorite thing to do besides rapping and writing music? And what's your favorite song? The first song I ever wrote wasn't an actual full song. It wasn't even a full verse. I think it was like maybe 6 to 8 bars or something. And I was 10, so I was just kind of like playing around with it, and you know, it was fun. I sucked. I knew I sucked. Back then when I was 10, I was like, God, you suck. Like, and it was just so fun, and I just, kept at it, and here I am today. I don't remember the name. I mean, it was only like 6 to 8 bars. It didn't have a name. It was just a few scribbled lines. I was 10. In fact, the shit I was talking about, I didn't even really know or understand what I was talking about at the time. I was just pretty much mimicking what I heard other artists do. Um, what's my favorite thing to do besides rapping and writing music? I like to play basketball, and I like to jack off a lot. What's my favorite song? That's like asking me, if I had 10 kids, that's like asking me, who's your favorite kid? Out of all 10 kids that you have, who's your favorite? I can't really pick. There's so many songs out there. There's so many great songs out there. That's the thing about music. Music really pulls emotions out of you. Like, if I want to be happy, I'll listen to a certain song. If I want to be sad, I'll listen to a certain song. If I want to, feel like I want to kill somebody, I'll listen to a certain song. So it's just one of those things. Like, I really don't have a favorite. There's so many great songs out there. Next person. Did you study/read the dictionary as a young man? Do you have a favorite word in the English language? Um, I can tell you're an Eminem fan because he did that when he was a kid. I think 12. He started doing that and writing lyrics on the walls of his bedroom, and his mom used to come in and scream at him and make him wash all the lyrics off the walls. Anyways, I didn't really start picking up the dictionary in fact, this camera is sitting on my dictionary. I didn't really start picking a dictionary up to read it until I was maybe 19, 20. I'm 25 now, so. Do I have a favorite word in the English language? Yes, I do, and that word is fuck. I love that word. You can use it it can be a noun, it could be an adverb, an adjective. It can be, you can use fuck in any kind of sentence, in any way. It's amazing. And I also have, just to, extend this answer to this question, I also have a least favorite word. And that word is a lot. Because it wants to be one word so fucking bad it can't stand it. Therefore, I can't fucking stand it. Like, you're so stupid. Like, a lot. I just fucking hate it. That's all the questions, guys. These questions were really, really good. And I had a lot of fun doing this. And if you have any other questions, please include them in the comments below. And I'll go ahead and make a part 2 to this. And that's it, guys. I gotta get back in the studio. I got some new releases coming out, so make sure y'all stay tuned for those. And be safe out there, guys. It's a dog-eat-dog world. I love you guys. Thank you so much for participating. See you soon.